Hey, and my mic should be on, and yep, here we go. Hello everyone. Welcome again to another stream and another podcast episode. Let me just move myself up. I didn't realize how low I was, or how high the table is. But yep, I'm back. I hope everyone had a good night. My night could have been better. I talked about this yesterday, but my AC was acting up, and it looks like it's just fully just not working. So we had to contact a realtor to let him know what's going on, and they said that they will be sending someone over tomorrow, hopefully sometime in the morning, to fix it. So gotta go through one more night of heat. Well, it's not really hot, because that's the thing. But here in Florida, even if it's sun's not out, it's more the humidity that makes it just so unbearable. So, but we do what we can. We have our fans. Try to keep cool, not wear heavy clothes. I mean, not like we out here wearing winter clothes here in Florida. The only time we ever do that is when it's actually like really cold, and even then, sometimes we just enjoy it. Cause when do we ever get cold weather like that? Compared to other places that probably wish they had our type of weather. So can't really complain. But well, yeah, that's the thing. Once you don't have AC and then it's humid like this, it just really hits you. Like, yeah, you can't really live down here without a working AC because it just makes you miserable. But that's another hero there because that's not what we're talking about. Today, we'll be doing our last podcast episode for the month, as I talked about yesterday, and it was already up for like the rest of the month. Today, we'll be talking about the anime that was chosen from the wheel. I'll be talking about the first season of Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions. I'll only be discussing season 1. I'm also going to include the OVA that kind of follows directly the events of season 1 because there's like two of them, and then plus there's a movie that kind of wrap up the series. From what I've been looking online, actually, it looks like there might be in the works of maybe a season 3. I'm not 100% sure if that's true or that's just, something fans are hoping will happen. But I'm totally here for it. Rewatching this totally made me remember why I liked this series and why it was so popular when it came out, and just yeah, it's really funny just going back and rewatching some of these older animes that I've watched like maybe a while ago, kind of like Psychopass. Just rewatching it again for the podcast, kind of re in light like my passion for the series from when I originally watched it back in the day. Because I told you guys this, I went down a rabbit hole after watching the first season of Psychopass. I watched the second season. I've watched all like the movie kind of OVA specials they've had. I've watched the two movies. I didn't watch the third season. But I actually was looking. The third season is actually really, really short. Like, I know the first season's like 22 episodes, second season's like 12 or 13. Then there's like three or four, like, it's like three, like, they call them like sinners or something. Movies that kind of follow different events of other characters in the series. Then there's like two main, like, Psychopath movies, like, actually called movies. And then there's a season 3. But I looked and it looks like season 3 was only like 8 episodes. So maybe that's why it didn't get really that big of a reveal. One, it was like really mad short, like the shortest out of any of the other seasons, and it just like had a whole new thing of like had a new cast and everything. Like most of the characters from the first and even second season weren't there anymore. So, but I mean, I'll still give it a try and see. Because like I said, watching that just like reunited my love for Psychopaths, and rewatching the first season of Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions kind of did the same thing. Now I'm really like wanting to watch the second season, all the OVAs, and then like the two movies that came from it. Cause there's like a movie that follows like the story from Rika's point of view, and then there's like a movie kind of like wrapping up what or kind of like an event that happens at the end of season 2. Because we do get like introduced to new characters and whatnot, and more stuff ends up happening. But before we get into that, of course, thought we just do a bit of a non-spoiler review and just like some basic information about the show. So, its studio was Kyoto Animation. It was licensed by Crunchyroll, Sentai Filmworks, and Anime Entertainment. I'm so sorry, Brad. Butchered that. The original run for at least season one was October 12th, 2012 to no, October 4th of 2012 to December 20th of 2012. So it came out in the fall of 2012. Like I said, the first season is 12 episodes, plus counting the one OVA that you, if you want to follow, kind of like a, basically it's a Christmas special that follows right after the end of the first episode of season one. So that's why I'm gonna kind of include it in it too, because it kind of directly is like linked to season one. So the main source for the series was actually a light novel. I didn't know that. It's known as a comedy and romance as its genre. It's also school themed since it does take place. Most of the series takes place in school for them. Excuse me. And there are, I also listed some of the places where you could watch it. You can watch it on Crunchyroll, IMDb, Roku channel, and Prime Video. That's where you could watch it. So, as you can see, I do have a bit of a, I feel like I've been doing this for now. Get like a little slideshow of, pictures or scenes from the anime. As you can see the characters. So I thought maybe I'd just go through them real quick before we get into the spoiler part of the anime. So basically, there we have like four main characters. As we can, maybe I could pause it real quick. I think I can. Let me wait until I can get all of them. Come on. I need a picture with all of them in it. I mean, that kind of works. Oops. I was trying to pause it, not... Oh, God, dang it. Let me go back. I was trying to... There we go. That works. Let me pull that back up. There we go. So, there is one more main character that wasn't in this picture, but as you can see, there are 5 main characters, 4 girls, and one is the male lead. So we have Rika Takanashi. We have hold on, the list I made didn't do it in order in the picture. We've got Shinaka Nibutani. We've got Kumin, Sara, Yuri, and we've got Sana Dekamori. Basically, we got Rika, Nibutani, Kumin, and Dekamori. That's kind of like the names they mainly go through by the show. So, Rika is actually our main heroine. The story mainly focuses around her, and then the other girls, as well as the main guy, gets in, kind of dragged into her not really dilemma, but basically what she's going through. So basically, as you can tell by the title, she is an active Chunibyo. Basically, Chunibyo is kind of like this phase that some of the kids can kind of go through where they believe they got magical powers, or actually, let me see if I can find an actual, let me see if Google can give me like an actual definition. So give me one quick sec. Well, we look at Wikipedia. Wikipedia says it's a Japanese term typically used to describe early teens who have a grander delusions, who desperately want to stand out, and who have convinced themselves that they have hidden knowledge or secret powers. It's translated to middle school syndrome. It's sometimes called 8th grade syndrome in the United States, usually in the context of localization of anime, which feature the concept as a significant plot element. So basically, like I said, it's this kind of thing that most of the characters can kind of, or at least people in that, like, frame can kind of go through, and it's something that mainly happens when they're in middle school, where they believe they've got magical powers or demonic or even holy powers. They believe that they're like the reincarnation of like this angel or devil or this warrior, and it just completely overtakes their lives. They make new identities, new names for themselves. So one of the ones that the one that Rika, the main girl, goes by, she believes that she is known as the Eye of the Wicked Lord. Basically, under her eye patch, she believes it's a very powerful a weapon that was wielded, that she's able to use to wield dark magic and darkness, due to her pure heart. But in reality, it is a golden eye, but it's just a contact that she wears. Um, Then we've got Nibutani. She seems in the beginning of the anime like a typical, you know, regular high school girl, just super friendly, super popular. She's like the student council president, or representative, or however they say it. She also joins the cheerleading club, so that she can be a cheerleader. But we end up finding later on that she too had her Chunibyo phase, and she desperately is trying to rid that part of her past and start over as a like normal girl trying to get through high school as normally as possible. Then we've got Kumin, who isn't doesn't have any ties to being a Chunibyo in the past or acting like that, but she's more than willing to just accept what the other girls say whenever they get into their Chunibyo rants, and just going along with the flow. That's the type of girl Kumin is. Then we've got Dekamori, who we meet in the kind of like halfway through the first season. She and Rika met like a year ago, and she believes that she's like her loyal servant who wields a powerful magic, and her Mjolnir hammers, which are basically, in her imagination, it's like this giant hammer she wields, but in reality, it's just like she wields around these weights that she has tied to her long hair and pigtails, and she uses that as a quote-unquote weapon. So it's pretty funny. Then let me see if I can get if I can get a clear picture of him. Okay, yep. And then here is the main guy, Yuta Takanashi. We find out that he used to be this. He's kind of like in the same dilemma that Nibutani is in. He too had a phase for about like 2 years back in middle school where he claimed he was the Dark Flame Master, had these magical powers, and was just like this great, powerful overlord that could just had unlimited power and strength. Snapped out of it towards the end of middle school, going into high school, and is the same like as Nibutani, and just wanting to erase that part of his past, start over as a like normal guy getting into high school. But with him meeting Rika and all the other people who also had either Chunibyo phases in their past or still are, it just draws him back into the past that he's just desperately trying to forget, and it's just really funny. So let's put this back on manual. So there are some other characters. We meet Rika's older sister Toka, but according to Rika, she claims that she's a powerful and overseen priestess of the Deep Horizon, and is always trying to stop Rika from, doing her dastardly deeds or whatnot. But in reality, she's just trying to snap her sister out of this, Chunibyo phase that she's still in. They thought maybe it was just a phase she was going through in middle school, and that it would change once she got into high school. But the fact that she's still in high school, entering high school, and she's still acting like this with no signs of changing, is really worried about that. She's also known throughout the series as a really popular, well, not popular, but a really good chef, because sometimes, most of the time, especially in the first season, we'll see Rika come to school for like really fancy lunches and whatnot. Later it's revealed that Toka's the one who makes it all, which ends up getting like really popular in the class. Everyone looks forward to seeing like what type of lunch Rika will bring in the next day, due to her sister being like a really like dedicated chef. Um, Later on throughout this, one time throughout the season, I think it was like episode 2 or 3, Rika finds this cat and she tries to, with her Chunibyo delusions, thinks it's like some familiar that she can bond with and keep. But her sister is definitely allergic to cats, so she tells Rika to get rid of it. But with the whole conflict they have with each other, she's trying to find a way to keep it, but of course the sister is not having it. The sister is a badass in her own right. That she's always like fighting off Rika's delusions, or when she attacks her, and even putting the other characters in line by like wielding her like later her as a weapon, tossing it, hitting them in the forehead or knocking them out. Like she got some like, and she's very athletic. Like maybe she did gymnastics back in school or something. Because some of the flips and stuff she does, like you would think she had powers, just on how like skilled she is. But she doesn't. I think maybe just dealing with Rika helped her develop those skills, maybe. We do have another character that also comes in every once in a while, but is kind of connected to the main cast, and that's Yuta, Rika's, and Nibotani's classmate Makoto Ishiki. He didn't have a Chunibyo phase, but him and Yuta get along really well. There is a bit of a conflict some way through the anime where him and the other boys make a poll to see who is the cutest girl in their class. Of course, they try to keep it a secret from the girls because they know if they find out that the guys are ranking them like that, it would be a very big deal, and the girls wouldn't be happy that they're being ranked by their looks. But something ends up happening. He drops a notebook that they made, and then one of the girls finds it. I think it was Nibutani. She finds it, reads it, of course, gets very upset, announces it to the other girls, and then there's this whole thing of interrogating the boys to find out if all the boys were in on it, if it was just one guy going through and just like maybe getting everyone's opinion without telling them what it was really for. Of course, we know at this point all the guys were in on it, but they're scared knowing that the girls will be super pissed and would want them to be punished in one way or another. So what he does is takes full responsibility for the whole thing himself. He didn't want the other guys getting in trouble since it was his mistake of dropping the notebook. So he claims that he'll take any punishment to appease the girls, even if it means cutting off his hair, which is actually something that he really didn't want to do because back in middle school he used to play baseball, so he was always required to shave his hair. But that was one of the things he wanted to kind of embrace once he got into high school. He didn't want to join the baseball team anymore so that he can grow out his hair and hopefully maybe use that to get popular and maybe get like a girlfriend. But with that, he does even in the heat of the moment, he says that he's willing to do it to he's willing to cut off all his hair if it means appeasing the girls and getting their forgiveness for making the list. At first he after everything kind of cools down, he at first was like, no way, I'm doing that, I just said it to appease the girls. But of course Nibutani, she's like, no, that's not gonna fly. You're gonna have to do something to make up for it, and you said you would do that, so you gotta do it. And does end up shaving off his head. Around that same time, he gets a love letter from a girl. So that's one of the reasons why he wanted to keep his hair. He was afraid that cutting off his hair would maybe scare the girl off. But when the guys come and thank him for taking the heat for the situation, the girl who sent the letter never showed up. So he is a little bit heartbroken about that. But we do have this kind of cute moment between him and Kumin, and there he ends up developing a huge crush on her, even joining the group that they end up making, so that he can be close to her and possibly maybe even get a chance to ask her out. So, throughout the whole series, we just see them going through their things of them trying, of two of them trying to hide their past of being Chunibyos and that phase they went through. What is that smell? Oh, it's not this. Let me turn my fan. Yeah, if anything, I'm trying not to be on this too long. I mean, I have a fan and I have it blowing everywhere so it doesn't extend here, doesn't get too hot. But yeah. So, but regardless, what was I saying? Oh, right, like how Yuta and Nibutani are trying to hide their past as Shinibios, but Rika and Dekamori are fully embracing that they are. Oh, something I should have announced. Everyone's in high school, so Rika, Yuta, and Nibutani are all first years. Kumin is a second year, and but we end up finding out that Dekamori is actually a year younger than them. So throughout the whole first season, she's actually in her last year of middle school, but because she goes to the middle school that's connected to their high school, I guess they have no problem with her being on the high school campus and hanging out with the high schoolers, since I guess their campuses are linked together. I mean, the uniforms look exactly the same. It's just, I know the ribbon, I think, changes depending on what year you're on. So, that is one thing that does play a role, especially next season, where the three of them, the three I mentioned, Rika, Yuta, and Nibutani, end up being second years. Kumin ends up being a third year by the beginning of season 2, and Dekamori ends up being a first year student. But yeah, in the first season, everyone is either in their first or second year of high school, while Dekamori is the only one who was still officially in middle school. But there's actually one other thing. In the very beginning, there was kind of like this hint that maybe Nibutani and Yuta were maybe gonna get together because she was paying a lot of attention to him, being super friendly. So he thought maybe she was developing feelings for him or maybe a crush, and that he was kind of imagining what it'd be like to he was also kind of crushing on her persona of trying to be this perfect overall student, helpful student council, cheerleader. But then it turns out that the only reason why she was paying so much attention to him and getting close was because she knew he had some connection to someone having written down all the stuff that, like, an advice she used to give out when she was in her Chunibyo phase, which we find out is Dekamori. She made like a whole book of all the advice and whatnot that she gave out back then. She does get the book, burn it, but Dekamori announces that she actually has multiple well, she has one copy back at home, but then Rika announces like that whole not phase, but that character she did and all the advice she did really has a special place in her heart for Dekamori. So there, she's like, it's possible she has way more than just one copy. I wouldn't be surprised if she's got like 20 or 30 of them, which of course gets Nibutani really upset and sad. So she decides to stay even more close to the group than she originally planned, just to make sure that Dekamori doesn't end up running her mouth and exposing her past when she was in her Chunibyo phase. But we do end up getting kind of like a more of an understanding of why Rika went through her Chunibyo phase and why she's still in it. It's like around, what episode was that? Like 6, 7, or 8, one of them. Basically, they're in summer vacation. Everyone gets invited to Rika's grandparents' house back in like I guess you can call it in the countryside. They go, we can see her grandma's really friendly with Rika. Her grandfather is not having it at first we don't know why. But then, what is that? I just hope that's not me. I smell smoke. Maybe someone's cooking something outside. Oh, music. Yeah. No problem. I did announce that, but I can definitely do it another one because I had to actually look it up. And what that means. Basically, it's a Japanese term used to describe early teens who have grandeur delusions who desperately want to stand out and who have convinced themselves that they have hidden knowledge or secret powers. So basically, it's a phase that is used. Basically, they're like, hey, as the main character, she believes that she's this dark, like, wizard or magical being, that her right eye gives her all her powers, and that she's just super powerful. The main guy, he believed he was something called the Dark Flame Master, that he was able to wield this powerful magic as well, and it's just kind of something like a phase they go through when they're in middle school. But one of the things with the story is that the main girl and the pigtail girl, Dekamori, they still are fully indulged in their Chunibyo delusions and fantasies. But one of the reasons I said I was talking about that we remember happening a bit later on in the series is kind of why Rika started acting the way she is and why she still does, is because apparently her father passed away like 2-3 years ago. She couldn't cope with it. At first, it also looked like her family tried shielding her from it because she was so young at the time. Tried, so shielding her away from what happened and like the truth with her dad. But you could definitely see that it kind of backfired, and she ended up, didn't really know how to cope. She at first was just, quietly listening to what everyone else was telling her to do. But we find out, like, the very last episode that one of the reasons why she admired Yuta so much and why it started her Chunibyo phase was she saw him do it, and it looked so freeing to her that he was basically living life how he wanted. He wasn't being tied down to the expectations of others. If he felt like doing something, going out, seeing something, exploring something, or just being true to himself in that way, it like really inspired her to like break out of this like cycle of just listening to what everyone else was telling her to do, even if it wasn't helping her feel good in the slightest. So then that really plays a big role into their romance as well. So when they find that out, it makes them grow even stronger, or like their bond even stronger with each other. And there wasn't even a really good, God, what episode was that? I think I'm gonna say like 8 or 9. Basically, they're having their like school festival. They're getting ready for that. But at this time, we could see things are kind of getting a little awkward between Rika and Yuta. She can hardly look him in the eyes. He's kind of oblivious, kind of, but he does see like something's up with her. She's not acting, in his case, normal. She's like really avoiding him. The other girls do try to help her, but it's more Nibutani kind of just says like, yeah, you've clearly developed feelings for him. She denies it at first. They tried talking on top of the roof of the school. They talk. She tries to like walk over to be closer to him, but she ends up tripping, slipping down, nearly falling off the roof. Of course, Yuta freaks out, tries to save her, but he can't at first. But then someone, I think it was Nibutani, screams out, "Hey, you can get her from this window on the like 3rd floor. Go there, and you'll be able to get her perfectly." So he like dashes down to where he is to get her. And when he does, they, embrace. She's crying. She was like really scared. And in that moment, you can kind of see like their feelings really blossom for each other. He's, of course, kind of not confused, but more like he can't really believe that he really did, He was so ready to like move past the Chunibyo thing and try to be a normal guy. But he ends up falling for a girl who is still in that phase. And this even like not ruin, but really disturbs Rika as well. Of course, she does confirm like right away, even to like Dekamori, when she sees she's acting a bit odd. She like just straight up announces that she has feelings for him, but she doesn't know how to say them, how to process them, how to even just deal with them. But the others do try to give her advice on how to do that. And I think towards the end of like the next episode after that, they both just confess that they do have feelings for each other. But in true Chunibyo fashion, they uh, they call their relationship kind of like a pact. So it's something that Rika can kind of understand. So they call it like a lover's contract, basically announcing that they are together, they've fallen in love, and that they are bound by this contract. We do have another thing towards the end where her family, I forget what happens. I literally watched it last night. But like something happens, she ends up getting sent back to her family, her grandparents' home. All the other students are like, and the main cast are worried about her. Ooh. That's when Yuta realizes that she's been watching him, she's been idolizing him, and maybe even had feelings for him for like the past 2 years, but of course didn't really know it at the time. But they do. They end up finding the. Oh, actually, I didn't talk about this. Throughout the whole first season, she's trying to find the invisible bounty line, which is actually, I forget what it was. It was something that had to do with her dad, and that's kind of where she believes he's at, where she can find him, maybe meet him again. So they find something that kind of something she might have saw back in the day that triggered that, and with it she kind of goes there, kind of says her final goodbye to her dad, but doesn't snap out of her Chunibyo phase. Funny enough, at if anything towards the end, she when her sister gets a like letter of being like, hey, we see your skills as a chef are really improving. How about moving to our main branch restaurant and studying under our master chef? Which of course she doesn't want to accept it. You just being a chef is her dream, but it's in Italy, meaning she would have to move. But she doesn't want to take Rika away from everything since she looks like she's finally settling in. So the mom ends up coming back, which the mom does. We find out that the mom, like, after the husband's death, just dropped her and Rika off at their paternal grandparents' house and just went on her way. And but it's coming back to, I guess, try to make up with that, and it's kind of throwing Rika off. So to like, and then she kind of goes back to how she was before she met Yuta and started her Chunibyo, of just trying to appease everyone by trying to be normal, trying not to do all that. But they see it's really taking a toll on her. She's not happy. She's not being true to herself, and it's hurting her more than helping. And at the end, they just tell her, like, listen, if that's something you want to do, if that's the way you feel like you can express yourself, don't listen to what anyone else says. Just be true to yourself. If you're happy, that makes us happy. And that's kind of how the first season ends, with them going on to their second year of high school, her still being a Chunibyo, but her and Yuta do have this, like, lovers thing going on. Them still trying to figure it out and go through the motions of him, kind of jumping back into his old persona every once in a while to communicate with her, and her, still trying to understand these feelings of love and everything else. But like I said, there actually is an OVA, kind of like a special episode that is kind of tied to the first season, and like I said, it's kind of it's a Christmas episode basically. So everyone's thinking and wondering what their plans are for Christmas. Everyone believes that Yuta and Rika are gonna maybe go off and do couple things, since they are basically a couple, but they kind of don't really have anything planned. So they all get invited to Dekamori's house, where they find out that she's actually this like super rich girl. She also gets like the best grades in her class and probably overall. And it really like rubs Nubutani the wrong way, because she's kind of trying to be that perfect girl with the best grades, the best looks, and trying to rid herself of her Chunibyo past. So seeing a girl who is still fully to her Chunibyo phase, but is like this top A student, comes from a really rich family, it just like it just totally throws her off. So they end up having like this really fun like Christmas party. Everyone gets dressed up. But towards the end, after they end up eating some cake that had a bit of alcohol in it, they get a bit drunk. So they all go home. But Yuta tells Rika that he actually did kind of had like last minute plans, or plans he had, but then the party came up and he didn't know how to kind of tell the others that he had something planned. So he tells Rika, hey, I got these tickets for a ferry ride that's going on around the city so you can see like all the Christmas lights and whatnot. Do you still want to go on it? So they go. They have this cute little moment, kind of reinforming that Rika doesn't really have to change who she is. They can take it one day at a time, for her to get, more comfortable with the feelings she has and her still being a Chunibyo. And that's kind of where the first season ends. So, like I said, it's really cute. It's a really fun story. Season 2 picks up exactly where season 1 ends off. Like I said, with them, most of them being in their second or third year, Dekamori ends up joining the high school permanently as she's now a first year high school student, and it just takes them from there. More adventures of them going through, figuring out their relationship, Rika figuring out how to deal with her like real life kind of quote unquote grown up feelings of love and everything else, but still being in her like Chunibyo phase. So that's pretty much it for this. Yeah, I kind of figured this episode was gonna be kind of short because one, this anime is like really short. The first season it's like 12 episodes. I guess 13 if you're counting the Christmas special. And it's just them going through everything, them finding love, still trying to maneuver through it. Like I said, there is also a second season that picks up where it left off, with more things going on, them more figuring out their feelings, their relationship, what they want to do, and possibly what their maybe goals are towards the end. Because like I said, they are in their like second year of high school, meaning they got one more year to go. Then they gotta graduate and then either head off to college or into the working world. So, like I said, that's probably why people think there might be a season 3. I don't remember where season 2 ended. I think season 2 ended with them like being third years, and Dekamori being in second year. Kumin had already graduated because by season 2 she's a third year. So it's interesting to figure out what could happen if there is a season 3. But that's about it for the podcast. But like I said, I figured it was gonna be pretty short for an anime like this. I definitely recommend you guys watching it. It's really cute. If you're someone who's a fan of like just comedy, romance, when I actually didn't say this, when they do go through their when they're like really in deep in their Chunibyo phase, they will turn the animation over to where it looks like they're all fighting in like this fantasy realm. They got powers, they got weapons, and they're just like, you would think it was like an action anime on how like drastically it changes, but it does kind of kick you back to them going back to the real world and them just throwing punches and flailing around like a crazy person. But in their mind, they think they're doing these magical stunts and tricks and these skills fighting with these weapons. It's really funny. That's like, when they do those are like really funny. When you see that and then the contrast of them in the real world just flailing around, kicking, screaming, fighting, throwing attack names here and there. It's really funny. So, but yeah, I should definitely recommend giving it a try. It's really cute, really funny. And if you'd like to see a romance slowly building up, them getting comfortable with each other, taking it to the next, taking like slow steps to be more close to each other. It's just really cute. So, let's actually, let's remove you. Let's go here, here. Oops. Let's stop that. No, I'll put that back. Whoops. That works. Yeah, this is basically kind of, like I said, I've grown up. Oops. There we go. I forget it does that. But yeah. I practically grew up watching anime. That's kind of all I used to watch back in the day. Not saying that I didn't watch like other shows. I've definitely watched other cartoons, like like Teen Titans, the OG Teen Titans. Oh, that was my show back in the day. I loved the OG Teen Titans. There's also like Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Codename Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, The Proud Family, Kim Possible, SpongeBob, Fairy Odd Parents. Just like I've watched cartoons in between anime, but I would say as someone who like anime is such a huge part of my life. I've seen so many animes. There's still so many I need to see. So many I probably watched and forgot. So, but yeah, I figured, I did say this that we were gonna spin the wheel at the end of this podcast episode to pick what our next two will be for next month. So let me get it. I mean, I have the thought, but still, I prefer to have it written down so I don't forget. So we'll spin it 2 times, and that's where we'll pick what our next 2 episodes, what 2 animes I'll be discussing next time. Well, next month. I dropped the paper. It doesn't. Oh, it actually does give me a number. 151. Plus, I know there's probably a whole bunch I've missed, but it has 151 entries. So, and plus, like I said, this it's also not including like other seasons, because there are so many animes that have had like multiple seasons, multiple arcs. So that's probably this list is probably like 10 times longer. So, there's just no more delays. Let's just spin the wheel and see what our next 2 animes for September are going to be. So let's spin. So the first one is, ooh, interesting. Actually, I haven't watched this back in a minute, so this will be interesting to talk about. So I will be talking about Inuyasha, the final act. Okay. Let's remove that. And then let's spin it again. No, I love Inuyasha. Actually, I'll talk about that as soon as I finish spinning the wheel about Inuyasha. So let's spin and what our second anime will be. Whoops. Ooh. Actually, I like this one too. Code Realize Guardians of Rebirth. It's Code Realize Guardian of Rebirth. If I'm not mistaken, this is the one that's based off a Tome. Yeah, the Tome game. I actually kind of want to get the game and see and play it myself. I've only seen the anime. I think I tried looking up, but I think the game I saw was only on Switch. That's probably why I couldn't find it. Maybe I can look. Maybe Steam or maybe something else, somewhere else has it. But yeah, I watched the anime. I was like, oh, this is interesting. So, but no, for Inuyasha, on PS Vita. Yeah, okay, so it's on like, oh, it's on PlayStation. One of the PlayStation consoles. Yeah, I think I saw that too. But I think after a while they put it on Switch. So I think you can also get it on like the Nintendo store. But yeah, no, for Inuyasha, I love Inuyasha growing up. For people who maybe grew up in like the early 2000s, maybe early 90s, I don't remember when it officially came out, but back in the day when, I'm not sure if they still do this, but I know back in the day, whenever it was Saturday and Sunday, after like 8 or 9 o'clock, Cartoon Network would have a section called Adult Swim or their Toonami block. I know they brought it back now, and they've done weird things with that. Maybe I'll talk about that like in a separate video or something, because I grew up on Toonami. But basically, towards the end of their Toonami or Adult Swim block on Saturdays and Sundays, there would always be like an hour long of them doing 2 Inuyasha episodes. So me and my crazy self, mind you, this is like 4 or 5 in the morning that they would do this, because then right after it would turn back to their Cartoon Network block of them showing like all the Cartoon Network shows. So literally for like an hour before that, there would be 2 episodes of Inuyasha playing. And what I would do sometimes, if let's say I was like dead tired or forgot to put an alarm, I would put an alarm on and wake up around that time so I could watch those 2 episodes of Inuyasha. Because this is before, we have all these streaming sites and everything was on the internet. Back then, to catch anime shows, you had to either wake up mad early to watch them, or if you had like a DVR, you could record it. I didn't have a DVR, so I had to wake up around 4 or 5 in the morning so I can watch those 2 episodes of Inuyasha. So I've watched the original series, then the final act when they brought it back to wrap up the story, and I've also watched Yashahime. I know a lot of people don't like Yashahime because it doesn't really include the old cast anymore. More focuses on, I mean, we still have more like characters from the old cast, but like Kagome and Inuyasha aren't really in Yashahime that much. They're announced. They do play a big role in it, but they're not the main characters anymore. It's now their kids. It's like the next generation. Basically, it's kind of, I don't like comparing these two because, in my opinion, this was better. But it's kind of like how Boruto is like the next generation of Naruto. The older generation of like Naruto, all those characters still play a role in Boruto, but the story now focuses on the next generation, and that's kind of what Yashahime is. But like I said, I don't like comparing the two because honestly, in my opinion, Yashahime was way better than Boruto because Boruto makes me want to scream sometimes. Like there's certain episodes I've seen here and there, but I've never really sat down and fully I tried. But Boruto as a character just got on my nerves and made me want to throw my remote at my TV because that kid was getting on my nerves. And then I'm not the only one. I know a lot of people don't like Boruto at all. But yeah, I liked it. I like Yashahime. It was really interesting, seeing like an adventure happening involving the next generation, their kids, what they have to go through in that time, and what's happening, what's changed, and whatnot. But yeah, so those will be the 2 animes we'll talk about. First will be Inuyasha, the final act. Then we'll do Cold Realized Guardians of Rebirth. Then after that, we'll do it again. We'll do a whole thing of changing the of spinning the wheel and picking our anime. But we still got a bunch of time, so I did have something planned, as you guys can see in the list. Oh, my water is leaking because it's so hot in here. 1 sec, water break. Ugh. Okay. So I did have something planned for today. Let me actually, whoops, where'd my mouse go? Let's get rid of that. Let's go here. Let's actually fix that back up. Okay. Oh, dang it, I did it again. And boop. I figured maybe we do this. So let me go to this. Let's turn that on and oop, let me actually fix myself. So blank that. Go here. Go here. Fix myself. But yeah, actually I do want to play. There's like so many like Otome games I want to play. There's this one that I hate that there hasn't been any more announcements of this. But there was this game that I saw someone do a playthrough of called Collar X Malice. Let me actually pull it up because I want to play this game so bad. I heard they were making an anime of it, but it turns out they're only doing a movie version, and I just like, ugh. I'm like, why would you do that? Just make it an anime. I didn't put love interests. I put whatever. Let me open the screen. Yes, this game. I want to play this game so bad because it's been a minute since I've seen the person who did the playthrough on YouTube. I mean, I could go back and do it. But me now being a streamer, it'd be interesting to jump in and play this game myself. But I want to play this game so bad because one, like all the guys that you could potentially fall in love with, all had such different characters. But he he was my favorite out of all the guys. Yeah, I think his name was Yanagi. Oh yeah, Yanagi was definitely like my top guy in the game from the playthrough I watched. Like, I'm not saying the other guys weren't good. They were. I actually can't remember all their names. Yanagi, I think Okazaki, Mineo. Oh, their names up here. Duh. I forget what his name was. It's not popping up. And then Shiraishi, if I remember correctly. But yeah, no, I want to play this game so bad. But they only have it on Nintendo Switch. I need to get me a Switch. I've been saying this for like years now. I need to get me a Switch. But there are certain games that they don't have on other things yet. But yeah, apparently they're making a movie of this. But the thing is, from what I've heard, the movie doesn't even follow like any other routes of the game. It's like its own brand new story, and I'm like, why would you do that if you're gonna make an anime of it? Why not just pick a route and do the anime like that? I mean, I've said this before, on like other podcasts. I was like, if they ever make an anime of this, I want them to do it based off like, kind of like what Code Realize did. If I'm remembering correctly, they did the story kind of following Lupin's route. So what especially since he's like the first guy you meet, gets introduced to. I mean, that's what they kind of always do with these kind of like Otome games. I mean, some of them do like different versions of what would happen if the character fell for this character instead. Kind of like what Fate did, like the first Fate. They have different versions of Shiro falling for one of the other girls. But I was like, oh, they need to make an anime of this. And if they did, I want them to do it following Yanagi's route. Because one, I think his route was like twice as long. Because I think everyone else's route had like four or five, maybe even 6 chapters. But I think his had like 7. And then had like a huge epilogue at the end. So I mean, I guess it makes sense because he's kind of like the quote unquote main guy. He's the one you meet first. You have to play all the other routes to unlock his route. So that's kind of, I think, the same thing with Lupin's route in Code Realize. You have to play all the other routes of the guys to unlock his. So, but I want to play this game so bad, and I hope they make like an anime series of it. And they do it based off Yanagi's route. I want them to do it so bad. So I want the game, and I want them to make an anime season following Yanagi's route. Because, oh my god. I would buy everything related to that. Yeah, like, I don't even have things, like, I don't have any Blu-rays or anything like that, but I would buy it if they made an anime based off of that. But, yeah. Besides that, I figured we'd do this. As you can see in the title as well. Because I figured... my podcast episodes usually don't go that long, like between like maybe 40 to an hour, depending on how long the season is I'm talking about. So I figured we do this. Cause we have to do a tier list in a minute, so I thought we'd do an anime waifu 100+ tier list. So we have waifu, A, B, C, D, protect, trash, or haven't watch. Jesus. So there's a list of girls here. We'll go through, and yeah, we'll just see. And hopefully maybe this would, if not, maybe we can do another one, or maybe we'll just do something else if this doesn't take as long as I think. But yeah. So let's just start. This is, I know who this is, but I'm blanking on her name. She's from Kaguya-sama. But I'm blanking on what her name was. Like Hanazaka. That's not what I was trying to do. That was the thing I did last time to search through stuff. It's not letting me do that. Whatever. I would say, I would say B, because one, I mean, she doesn't play. She plays a big role in Kaguya-sama because she's Kaguya-sama's friend slash maid. She helps her get through her feelings, of whatever she's feeling for. What's the guy's name? Why am I blanking on names today? But she's like funny, relatable. So I put her in B. I liked her as a character. Next is Akame from Akame Got Killed. I really liked Akame. I say I liked Akame more. One, her weapon is totally badass. Her design is really cool. I don't know, characters, whenever they make anime characters that either have like all black hair and the red eyes, or maybe all red hair and eyes, it just, I don't know, it works for them and makes them stand out. Whether it's a guy or a girl, it just makes them stand out, at least to me. But I've always liked Akame. I like how strong she is in the show. But they also do show that she does have like her like quote unquote weaknesses. She has like soft sides. She can break down with everything that's going on. Like, she's just such a good character. I love Akame. So next is Akano from High School DD. I know some people are probably gonna crucify me for this, but I think I'll put her B. I liked Akano. I would say out of all the girls in High School DxD, she's definitely my second favorite character. One, because she's super powerful, strong, she knows what she wants, she goes for it, and she's willing to even stand up to Ries to get what she wants. Even if it's like, and I don't know, I really liked her. I like her character. I like the development she got. God, what was that, like season 3, when we find more about her past, the problem she's having with her family, and just her, slowly falling for Issei. This is, how do you pronounce her name? I know this is from Overlord, but what, I forget how you say her name. Albedo, there we go, Albedo from Overlord. I haven't watched Overlord, but I've heard she's like a top tier waifu, but I haven't watched her. Oh, this is one of the girls from I think this is Erina's cousin, but I forget what her name was. And why they popped up people from Sword Art? That's not who I clicked on. I forget her name. But I know she's Erina's cousin. Her style of cooking is more based on like technology and whatnot, like using the high-end like inventions to do her cooking. I don't really remember. It's been a minute since I've seen Food Wars, so I'll put her in C. Alice from Sword Art Online. I really did like Alice. I liked her character. I loved the development she got in the anime. Her finding out what really happened to her. How she became, I forget, something Knight. And then her trying to go through what happened towards the end, accepting it, and yeah, I like Alice. I like Alice a lot. This is Aqua from Konosuba. I haven't seen Konosuba. I know that's Konosuba is really good. I've heard it's mad funny, but I haven't seen Konosuba yet. This is Asuka from Evangelion. Actually, it's been a minute since I've seen anything Evangelion, so I don't remember what her character is like. I know she's like one of the like well-known tsunderes in the anime sphere, but I don't remember anything else besides that. Next is Asuna from Sword Art Online. Y'all can hate me if I want. I love Asuna. I love Asuna so much. She is my favorite character in all of Sword Art Online. Yeah, that's it. I don't gotta say nothing else. This is one of the girls from K-On! But I don't know who this is. I'm gonna put that there. This is from ReZero. I don't know who that is. I haven't seen ReZero. I think that's ReZero. Oh, C2 from Code Geass. I love C2. I love her character. What when we learn more about her past, just and how she can kind of not manipulate Lelouch, but more how she can kind of stay on her toes with him, kind of being on equal footing with him. How she doesn't let him manipulate. If anything, she's more trying to manipulate him into completing her goal. So I think it's funny. I mean, not funny, but interesting. They're kind of on like equal footing, or she tries to stay on equal footing with him. What happened? Why are you saying what? Because I didn't see ReZero? I tried, but I don't know. Like, super gruesome, and like, there are certain gruesome scenes in that. I'm like, wow. This is Chica from... I love Chica. She's so cute, adorable. She's just going through the flow. She don't know what's going on, but she just wants everyone to be happy, and she's really funny. I like Chica. Let's see. This is... Why am I blanking on her name? I just watched the anime too. No, I don't know why I've been putting off Konosuba. Like, I keep saying, okay, I'm gonna watch it, and then something else comes up and I push it back. So, I've been trying to watch it. I kept pushing it back. ReZero, and I think it's around the time there were so many isekais coming out that this came out, and I had to give myself a break. I don't think I've seen a isekai in a good minute, because it seems like every season, like 6 of them comes out, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, please stop. I need like a year, maybe even more, of no more isekai animes. Like, please. I just need a break. Why am I blanking on her name? Chizuru. There we go. I was like, I know something with a C. Chizuru. I like her, but I don't really like her quote-unquote stubbornness. Because as we can go through the series, we know she has feeling for the main guy, but I know it's like more for her profession, of how they started. She's trying to make sure there's a clear line between them. But I mean, at this point, it's like, this dude has helped you with so much. It's so clear he has feelings for you. So either you tell him you don't have feelings for him and move on, or you tell him you have feelings for him and take it from there. But it's like she's like this determined to, you know, reach out to him and support on him, and he's doing all this for her, but then she doesn't respond to it. Or even when like there are other guys who maybe she's known longer or has like closer connection with, ask her out, and she, you know, says no, and she doesn't really give a like not a real good reason, but a reason in general. And they're like, oh, you clearly have feelings for someone else. And she'll deny it. It's like, oh my god, girl, just admit you like him. This is Darkness, right? From Konosuba? I've seen clips of her. She seems really funny. But I need to put her here since I haven't watched the anime, so I can give a clear indication. A clear ranking for her that wouldn't be fair. Same with this girl, I forget what her name was. I know she plays a major role in like the 2nd season of ReZero. This is Amelia from ReZero. I haven't seen that either. I was gonna say Chelsea, but that's not her name. From Promised Neverland. What was her name? I can't remember. Emma from Promised Neverland. I do need to watch the first season, because I heard the first season was really good. But then they dropped the ball on the 2nd season, where they basically just like did the whole story not following the manga at all. And just butchered the 2nd season and basically the rest of the series. So I need to like watch the first season and then just read the manga from after that. This is Erina from Food Wars. I'll say I put her here, because I liked her. I like the relationship she has with Soma. You know, we do get more information on what happened with her family. The kind of 10 years relationship she has with her dad. With her mother, too. And just everything that's been going on with her family. So, I liked her. It's been a minute. I would have to rewatch Food Wars again. I forget what this girl's name was. I've seen this anime once, and that's about it. And then I know it came out with like a dub a couple of years after I watched it, and I never went back. You know what? I'm gonna put her in. Let me put don't watch / don't remember. Cause I'd have to rewatch that anime. I watched it once years ago and I don't remember. As Death. Oh, I love As Death. This bitch is crazy. But she's such an interesting character. And I feel like, I mean, the anime did a pretty good job of fleshing her out. But I feel like there's like, I mean, because there's a lot of stuff that happened in the manga that didn't get animated. But As Death is such an amazing character. For a bad guy. For a crazy woman that enjoys torturing people, killing people, starting wars just so that she can have her kicks of fighting. She's such an interesting character. Urza Scarlet from Fairy Tail. I love Urza. Urza is definitely my top character in Fairy Tail. I know a lot of people don't like Lucy, but I would say no. Urza's definitely my favorite. Lucy's definitely my second favorite. But Urza is, I mean, she's queen of the fairies just because. No, it's not just because of her red hair. Like, she's the most powerful female wizard in her guild. She's not the most powerful wizard in her guild, but she's the most powerful wizard. Female wizard, anyway. Like, top female wizard, probably top 5 wizard in the guild. But yeah. Just because we're twins, red hair. But no, I've loved Urza from Fairy Tail from before. And I know people hate Fairy Tail, but I love Fairy Tail. But people can't deny Urza is amazing. This is Hatsue Miku. Does she have an anime? I don't think so. I think she's just more her and her style in songs. But yeah, I'll put her in an A. This is... Am I blanking on her name too? I know she's from Danmachi. Hestia. I watched the first season, and then I never picked it back up. So I would have to rewatch. I like her design. And there's like funny moments that people post of her, but I just can't. Let's see. Oh, this is... I don't know why I am blanking on names. I think the heat's getting to me. This is, I want to say Toga. I don't know why I say Toga. I was going to say Toka. Like, that's not her name. Toga from My Hero. I haven't read the rest of the manga, so I have no idea how her character is. But I would say she is a very interesting character of just how her life was, what led her down the path of being a villain, her like weird obsession of wanting to cut up the people she quote unquote loves, and that's how she can that's the only way she knows how to express her love. It's so odd but interesting on like how she works and kind of being like the world kind of shaped her to be who she is. Next, Hinata from Naruto. I love Hinata. Hinata was such a sweetheart. Just totally, her crush on Naruto was just freaking adorable. But she also used that to push herself to be stronger, so that she could, not be on his level, but was able to like stand beside him. I mean, and in the end, her feelings eventually got reciprocated. They end up getting married, have 2 kids. Hinata is such a sweetheart. I love Hinata. This is one of the girls from one of those Monogatari series. So, oh hell no, I remember, I forget her name is. I know she's from Darling in the Franxx. I liked her character in the beginning, but afterwards she fell off, and I could not stand this girl. Like, oh my god. Let me actually look up what the hell her name was. Cause Ichigo. Okay, that's right. I was like, I thought it was similar to another one. No, like that's the thing. I don't know if the anime did it or because she was a good character for a good portion of the show, but after like the halfway point, her character just fell off. She kept trying to force her feelings onto the main character, even after he's told her numerous times that he's in love with another girl. She was just, she knew another guy had feelings for her, and she was willing, I mean, maybe not willing, but was always like manipulating his feelings to get for her personal goal of getting with the main guy. Like she's here pawning after this guy who's only ever who's like said to her that he sees her as a friend, only sees her as a friend, more sees her maybe like a sister, because of how they grew up together. But it's like she wouldn't accept that and was willing to force her feelings onto him, regardless of whether he was in pain or just, you know, if he was going through something with the main girl he was in love with. Like, she was doing everything she can so that she could win him over, regardless if it hurt him or not. And it was like, no. Like, you were a good character and then you just turned bad. And then in the end, I think she still ended up with the guy who had feelings for her, but she kept like ignoring. But but still was still having lingering feelings for the main guy. And it's like, oh my god. Like, come on now. What is this from? Oh, this is from Bunny Girl Senpai? I haven't watched that. Maybe I will, especially now that they're getting a dub. This is Ishtar from Fate Grand Order. I'm sorry, Fate Grand Zero. Fate Grand Order. I'm a Rin stan. I love Rin Tosaka from the Fate series. She is definitely my top girl out of the three girls of her, Saber, and Sakura. I love the Unlimited Blade Words route, and I loved Ishtar. I've been trying to get her in the Faith Grand Order game, and I could never get her. It's so... it makes me want to scream. I got her counterpart, the Lancer version of her, but I didn't get her Archer version. It drives me crazy. This is... Juvia from Fairy Tail. She's so sweet. Her crush on Gray does get a little overboard, but it just shows that she genuinely cares and loves him for who he is. That she is willing to, you know, always be by his side, be there for him, even after, you know, at least for us, like years of rejection of him never acknowledging her feelings. It looks like now he is genuinely like seeing like she is a great girl, she's an amazing girl, she's been by his side since day one, she's been there for him. Juvia is such a good character. And I do hope she gets her happy ending. I forget who this is. This looks familiar too. I was like, wait a minute, that's not from Kaguya-sama. What the hell? It only showed pictures of Kaguya with the cat ears. Maybe because of the cat. But I don't know. Oh, speaking of which, Kaguya. Oh, I love the whole dynamic between her and the student council president. Them just doing these whole mind games of getting the other to confess. And then towards the end, I think there was like the last special they did, where she basically just gave all that up. And she was, I mean, she's still trying to play games of him, you know, trying to manipulate him, kind of to like him to make the first move. But she just is going all in, basically being way more forward than she was originally in the beginning. And her just being like, I'm done playing these games. I like you, I have feelings for you, and I'm willing to do anything to, you know, like I'm not afraid to say it, and I will show it. So I love Kaguya. Kaguya's a really nice character. This is from, I want to say her name is Kana. Yeah, Kana from Dragon Maid. Kana's is Protect. She is. She's so cute and adorable. She reminds me of Anya from Spy X Family. She's so adorable. No, so she goes and protect. You protect her at all times. This is the girl from Your Lie in April. This is one of the animes I can't watch. It's so sad. Oh my god. I haven't even watched the anime. I know what happens, and I can't. I know I'd be crying my eyes out for like the rest of the night watching the anime. This is Komi from Komi Can't Communicate. Yeah. I've seen the first season. I'll have to go back and rewatch it, but just knowing that she's like painfully shy to the point that she can't really talk to people, but she's slowly, with the help of the main character, slowly coming out of her shell, was able to talk, and kind of see like a romance blossoming between them. It's really cute. So I'd put her in Protect as well. This is her name Kana too? Or something with a K? From high school. No, Kanako? Kanako from High School DxD. I definitely would not put a girl as a waifu because she looks like a little girl. But we do learn more about her backstory in the third season, and it was really sad and tragic, and she's definitely someone I would go and protect. Which is crazy because strength-wise, she's like the strongest out of everyone in the group, so. But yeah. This is one of the girls from Steinscape. I forget her name. Every time I do this, it pops up with different people. I would have to rewatch Steingate. It's been so long since I've seen that. So I'm gonna put her here. This is Kurumi from Dataline. I don't hate her character. I like her design. But her personally as a character, nah, this bitch is gonna kill me. Like, that's basically her whole character. She does what she wants. I think she like feeds off of people. So she'll like, this is one particular scene in like the first season where she bumps into these guys. Well, she disguises herself to get close to the main character. It's slowly working. She bumps into these guys, which, I mean, they kind of had it coming, but not like that. So she bumps into them. You know, she's like, tries to be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't see you. And they're like pushing her more and more, making these like gross advances and comments to her. You know, basically, you know, about to do that, you know, to her. She, you know, tries to still kind of play it off. But then it was like a flip switched. And she kind of plays along with them. And, you know, she takes them into this back alley. And then she fucking murders them. And, from what she said, it's like she ate them. And, there's actually a scene later on, like an episode 2 later, where these guys were, like, picking on this cat. Like, they had, I don't remember if they buried it. And then were throwing rocks at it. And then she saw it. So then she saved the cat. And then she put targets on the people. And then was just straight up shooting them and killing them. Literally killing one of the guys as he's on the ground begging for his life, apologizing. She just, not even looking at him, shoots him 3 times, causing these massive holes and just blood all over. It was crazy. Like I said, not a bad character. I love her design, I love her powers, but nah, this bitch is crazy. She'll fucking kill you. This is Quetzalcoatl, also from Dragon Maid. I think that's her name, but I don't think she goes by another nickname. Lukua. Yeah. I'm not saying I hate her character, but I would say she's, I'll see her as that. Lucy from Fairy Tail. I'll definitely put her in A. Like I said, Urza, waifu. Lucy, A. This is I forget her last name, from Buddy Girl Senpai. I haven't seen, hell no, not this bitch. Mommy from Rent-A-Girlfriend. They need to get rid of this character. Oh my god. Talk about manipulation on 5,000. So, basically, I've done reviews on, I think the first or second season? Did I do one on the second season? I'll have to go back and look. But I did a review on the first season. And this chick, oh my god. One, she starts out this series with her dating the main character. They break up in a month. He comes to school thinking everything's fine, everything's cool. She plays it off cutesy like, haha, sorry, I fallen in love with someone else, so I'm breaking up with you. Totally crushing this guy, you know, giving him all like these mixed signals throughout the whole time they're dating. Said she's in love with someone else, but in the minute he gets a quote-unquote new girlfriend, she's quick to talk smack about him, about the things they did when they were in a relationship, about how he was always trying to hold her hand, kiss her, how it made her, you know, kind of creep her out, how he's a creep, how she doesn't understand how any other girl will be okay with that. Of course, you know, Chizuru, of course, we know, being a rental girlfriend, is still like, what the fuck? But he's just sitting there taking it, being like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it happened. It's like, dude, how are you gonna have a girl who you paid to be your girlfriend standing up to you? And then they go to like this resort or something, and Chizuru ends up popping up, you know, because she's with other friends, but they kind of not recognize her, but something happens, so she has to turn into her rent-a-girlfriend persona, being like, oh, I was here visiting family and I came to chill. I didn't think you guys would be in the area. And the whole time she's just upset that she's there now. You know, the whole time there she was giving the main character like mixed signals, like she was still into him. And then at one point she drags him away to his corner. Mind you, she thinks he has a girlfriend. And she just throws herself on him, kissing him, doing all this. And at one point, like, they try to quote-unquote break off the relationship with everyone, you know, and then the friends get mad and they're like, dude, we see what you're doing. You have your girlfriend here. Of course, they don't know that she's not really his girlfriend. But, like, dude, you have your girlfriend here and you're here pining over your ex. Like, come on now. Like, nah. And then she just gets worse and worse. I don't know why she's so obsessed with the guy she broke up with. And then it's, like, still making all these hints and, nah, I hate this bitch. Nope. I haven't seen that anime. This is Megumi from Konosuba. I haven't seen Konosuba, but I like her design. I like her. She's known for the explosion. I've seen clips of that. So this is from Monster Musume. This is one of the Monster Girls. I haven't watched that. Ooh, Mikasa. I love Mikasa. Mikasa's such a badass. Even from day one, just her skills, her loyalty to Armin and Eren. I don't know why I said Eren. How she's willing to even betray the scouts if it means protecting her friends. Like, basically her last bit of family that she has. Like, she's willing to do anything to protect them. And then you kind of see that with all of them, how they're willing to do anything, even betray others, to keep the other two safe. And I love Mikasa. This is Mine from Akame ga Kill. I would say Mine is definitely like my second character from Akame ga Kill. Well, I like Akame. I also like Chelsea from Akame ga Kill. I would say it would definitely be Akame, Chelsea. I'm more like Chelsea because of like her style of like being an assassin, as well as her weapon was pretty cool. But I'll say Mine is definitely my second or third favorite, especially more in the manga, because it goes more into depth into her relationship with Tatsumi, and everything with that, and them getting their ending at the end. This is one of the girls from K-On! I think this is the guitar singer girl. I just remember she's like very like sweet and innocent, so I put her in Protect. I've seen this anime, but I forget what it's called. Something Beyond? Was it Kiria Kuinuma? What anime is this? Why am I not seeing the name anywhere? Oh, Beyond the Horizon. I know it's Beyond something. Actually, it's been a minute since I've seen that anime too. But I remember she was pretty sweet, pretty. She has like these really like unique powers that able to like defeat the like it's like spirits in their world that can like corrupt people, and it's like it's something she doesn't want, but it's like something in her family bloodline. And at one point, she like had to disassociate from the others to fight like this really powerful like force that was coming, even if it meant sacrificing herself. But yeah, I put her. From what I remember, she was a very sweet girl. That just put in protect. Misa Amame from Death Note. Actually, I said this before. One, this bitch is a serial killer. The fact that she was so dumb that she was willing to get so manipulated by Light. I mean, Light is like a master manipulator already, but this girl was so entrenched in what he was doing, and the fact that he avenged her parents by killing the killer. Like, she was just willing to listen to whatever this man said, regardless, and this like wasn't using her own brain. And it's like, no, girl, come on. This is, I want to say Misa from Railgun. Misaki Makoto. Misaki. It's been a minute since I've seen Railgun 2. I remember really liking her character and her powers. So I'm gonna put her C from what I remember. I really liked her. I'm blanking. What movie is this? Is this Your Name? Okay, I was like, is this Your Name? Or is this a different one? Oh my god, it's been a minute since I've seen this too. I'm so terrible with my memory, remembering certain things. This is Momo Yaoyorozu from My Hero. I guess I'd put her in B. I do like her character development in the second season, and how she takes that and continues to grow as a character. I mean, a lot of the characters in My Hero are really good, but I would say, compared to some of the other characters, I would definitely put her in B. This is, oh god, we got the quintuplet sisters. Okay, this is the oldest. I can't remember her name. Why am I always blanking on her name? No, that's not. Oh my god, I might have to get a list of the Quinto. I just need their names. Like, I'm blanking on their names. I know the other one is Nino. Ichika. Okay, go back here. So let's get rid of that, and then I'll go back to that to get their names. Ichika. She's the oldest of the quintuplets. See, that's the thing. I liked her character in the beginning. I like how she was like being the older sister, you know, playing that role, watching out for her sisters, and then her falling for the main character. But I would say she did like one really effed up thing in the first or second season that was just like, after that I couldn't like her anymore. And then I couldn't really root for her to be the main girl that he was gonna end up with. Yeah, like that. After that one scene she did, that was really like just messed up. I couldn't like her character anymore. I mean, she was still okay. She did like redeem herself after that, but that was too big of a like whoa. So the next one, that's Nino. I would say she definitely is more higher up than, and probably has more character development than the other girls. One, because she hated the main guy. What's his name? Futuro. Yeah, so she hated Futuro in the beginning, thinking he was like getting in the way of her and her sisters, you know, being together, being that bond, that connection they've always had to, you know, persevere whatever they were going through. Funny enough, she ends up falling for his like, not alter ego, but basically what he was like back when he was younger, before he got serious and started studying. She finds out it's him. She, is a bit heartbroken. Doesn't like him anymore, but slowly is starting to fall for who he is now. And I would say out of all the sisters, was probably the most proactive in voicing her feelings for him, her intent for him. So I like Nino, and I like her character development from beginning to end. Next is Miku, the third sister. I think I didn't hate her. I would just say it was very obvious that I think, from what I'm remembering, I think she developed a crush first. Then it was Ichika. Then Nino. But then we find out that Yotsuba had feelings for him, like, way back. And the last one, what's her name? Itsuki? And then Itsuki, I don't think Itsuki ever really had feelings for him, like romantic feelings. They had more like a friendship, more like a friendship, thing going on. They were more like support for each other, her being kind of like the lifeline to the other sisters. Like, the other sisters all fell for him, but she never fell for him. And it was which is funny because in the beginning of the anime, it kind of points that she's the one he's going to end up with, but we do find out which are the ones he does end up with. So, did I put Yotsuba the same as her? Actually, I mean, because when we see the movie, you see her character development, like, throughout the whole show that you never really paid attention to. So I would say she definitely would be a bit more higher than the other sisters. Actually, I feel kind of bad putting Ichika down here, so I'll put her in C. Like I said, she did redeem herself, kind of became a bit of a better character, but putting her in straight D with, like, these two, I mean, shit, it's not like she killed anybody. So, yeah. Nami from One Piece. It's been forever since I've seen One Piece, but I liked her in the beginning, from what I remember. I've heard she's only gotten better as a character, so. This is the girl from Charlotte. I forget what her name was. I haven't seen this anime in a long time, too. Naro? It's been a minute. I don't remember. From what I remember, I think I liked her character and her development throughout the show, but it's been so long since I've seen that anime. Nezuko, Protect. Actually, here. Nezuko is a 100% Protect at all times. Next is Nico Robin from One Piece. I'll say it's about the same. I liked her character when she came in. It's been, like I said, I haven't seen the rest of One Piece, all of it, but I've heard she's only gotten better as a character too, so I'll put her in the same. This is Nico from Love Live, if I'm remembering her name right. Yeah, Nico Yazua from Love Live. At first, I didn't really like her because of how she came off with the other girls. How she was telling them to quit being idols, that they were embarrassment to idols. But she slowly did open up her heart, helping the others, knowing what it would be like to be an idol, the things they needed to do to be an idol. So, and becoming like a really staple of the group. So, yeah, I put her in C. Noelle Silva from Black Clover. I love Noelle. One, because her character development in the show is so good too. Because at first we think she's just this pompous girl from a royal family who's never had to deal with any struggles or anything like that. But we later find out that that's not the case at all. Her family treats her like crap, blames her for the death of their mother. We do find more information about that later on in the season, but at the beginning, you just feel so bad for her when you find out, like, all the trauma and the pain she had to go through. Her finding a home with the Black Bulls, her developing feelings for Asta. I love Noelle, and she's just kept getting better and better throughout the season. Next is Uraraka from My Hero. I would say out of all the My Hero girls, Uraraka is definitely up there for me. I just love her character development as well. We do see, I know a lot of people say that her character got ruined with all the ships they did with her, Deku, Bakugo. But as someone who never really was into all that, I more watched the anime to see her character. And even though we do see later on her developing feelings for Midoriya, we also see that she's kind of like, who's the other character I said that? Kind of like, she's kind of like Hinata in a way, of using her feelings to Deku to push her to be a better hero, you know, so that she can one day fight by his side and be able to hold her own. So I love Uraraka. Excuse me. I always get them mixed up. I know the other one's Rem, and this one's Ray, I think? Ram. So Ram and Rin. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I haven't seen ReZero, so I'll put them with the other ReZero girls. I like their design. If out of all the girls I've seen, I do like their design of how one's like just straight pink and red, one straight just blue. I'll say Amelia's design's probably like the second best I like. But yeah. This is, Raptalia from Shield Hero. I haven't seen the rest of Shield though, but from what I saw from the first season, I loved Raptalia. Her loyalty to Nafumi, how she, was always quick to defend him while everyone else was quick to blame him, how she's loyal to him, and how he, does, quote-unquote, buy her, but he doesn't treat her any differently than how he would want to be treated. And she's just really, I love her character. I forget her name. I know she's from Evangelion. I think his name is something with an R? Ray. Okay, that was right. Ray. I'll put her with Asuka, because I don't remember her character at all. This is Rhea Scrimmery. What I put, Akano. Okay, so I'd put her here. Or, I love Rias. Her powers, we think she's this character, has everything together. She can't do no wrong, she's perfect. But we find out that that's far from the truth. She has her own insecurities. She's tied down to her families, what they want for her. No, it's not because of the red hair. But, I was definitely saying, out of all the, not My Hero, out of all the, high school DxD girls, Rias is definitely my favorite. Next is Rika from Chunibyo. Rika's also a really good character, but I would put her in to Protect. One, only because when you find out, what kind of caused her to go into her Chunibyo form, her phase, and how it's helping her kind of cope with the death of her father, kind of like the abandonment of her mother, and just trying to maneuver through the world in her own way that doesn't cause her to break down. So next is the original Rin Tosaka from the Fate series. Like I said, out of all the Fate girls, Rin is my top. I've watched Unlimited Blade Works so many times because it's just so good. She was my favorite character. I even dressed up as her when I went to SuperCon 2 or 3 years ago before they shut down for COVID. Yeah, she's definitely my favorite Faith girl. I think this is also a girl from Bunny Girl Senpai. I don't remember. I think so. Yeah, this is another girl from Bunny Girl Senpai. Ooh. Haven't seen, so I'm not sure. So I'll put her here. This is another K-On girl. This is one of the main girls. I can't remember her name. No, I think Mio's the other name. Ritsa? I know she was the drummer of the group. From what I remember, she was pretty funny. wasn't like comic relief, but she was always kind of more outgoing than the other girls. This is Rika from Rent a Girlfriend, if I'm saying her name right. Hold on, what'd I click on? Why is she showing me a list of a tier list when I'm clicking on her thing? You know what? F it. I'll just do what I did with the quintuplets. Rent a Girlfriend. I'm just trying to remember her name. I think it's Rika. Ruka. Ruka. There we go. If anything, I feel bad for her because we can clearly see she's in love with the main character. She's willing to do anything for him, you know, but he's so engrossed with Chizuru, and even though he is quote-unquote dating her, his feelings for Chizuru keep getting in the way of him ever having a full relationship on her. So he's just like dragging her along. So I feel really bad for her. So I'd put her in Protect. This is something with an R from Kill la Kill. I hope it does it this time. Okay, it did. Let me see if I can find her name. Riku. From Kill la Kill. I definitely liked her character. Her wanting to get revenge for her father's death, her coming to the school, to find out the person who did it, and just the fact that she's not like super overpowered in the beginning. If anything, she gets beat up and like attacked a lot, and she loses a lot, but it doesn't stop her from trying to figure out what caused the death of her father, finding more about herself. So yeah, I really do like her. So I'll put her. I guess B is fine. Saber from Fate Stain. I'll put her name. Saber is definitely the second favorite girl. Nothing against Sakura, but I don't know. I felt more drawn to Rin and Saber, and their story arcs. I'm not saying I didn't. If anything, I felt more bad for Sakura for everything she had to go through, everything that happened to her that was out of her control. So yeah, but I love Saber. And she's such an iconic character. This is the girl from Arrow something, right? Miyako Sawatoru. This is like, oh, Arrow Manga Sensei. Okay, I've never seen this. So, but I've heard some kind of controversial things about that anime. I'm not sure if I'm thinking about something else or if that's because of that. Who is this from? Senoko? I've never seen this, so I'm gonna put you here. Ooh, Shinobu from Demon Slayer. Definitely my favorite character in Demon Slayer. I mean, heck, I dressed up as her in my SuperCon this year. Yeah, I love her design. I love her fighting style. I love how, even though she is quote-unquote not like physically strong, she finds her way of defeating demons, and it helped her climb the rank of being a Hashira, and just how like just smart she is. She's such an amazing character. I can't wait to see what she does in the final arc. This is one of the girls from Monogatari. We'll put you here. I forget her name, but this is from, what's the anime called again? Dang it, it did it again. I'm trying to remember what her name was. I'm trying to remember the anime too. No Game, No Life. That's what it was. Oh, Mitsuri. The Love Hashira, right? I was thinking that too. Funny how they have her, but they don't have Mitsuri. That's actually, that would have been hard. I do like them both. I originally liked Shinobu from Jump, But after the Swordsmith Village arc, I love Mitsuri too. I mean, heck, I have a pin of her I got from SuperCon. I mean, I would have gotten the Shinobu one if they had any, but I didn't see one of her. But yeah, no. I thought that's weird too. Yeah, I don't see Mitsuri here. Mitsuri Kan Roji, I believe her name is. Oops. Mitsuri Kan Roji. Yep. Yeah, after the Swordsmith Village arc, I love her. One, her design is so cool. It's pretty funny also when you find out what caused her hair to turn to like Sakura colors. And her weapon. That sword whip is insane. And the fact she wields it so effortlessly is just wild to me. God, but yeah, also I'm surprised they didn't put I mean she's not really in the anime as much, but I'm surprised they didn't do Shinobu's sister, Kanae. She's really popular too, but she wasn't really in the manga. I mean not the manga. I mean, I guess both. Not really in the manga or anime as much. But yeah, no, this is the girl from No Game No Life. It's been so long since I've seen that too. I really do need to catch back up on some of these animes. Some of them have been way too long since I've watched. So I'm gonna put her. I can't remember. I liked her design, and she's like one of the smartest people in this series, if I remember correctly. But I don't remember anything else besides that. And I don't remember the anime at all. Is this a girl from A Silent Voice, or is that someone else? Okay, it's just popping up with random stuff. That design looks like it, but I don't think that's her. Is it? I'm gonna put her in Don't Remember. Look that up. Cause it looks like her. The girl from Silent Voice, right? It looks like her. If that is her, I would put her in Protect. Cause, oh my god, that movie made me just feel so bad for her for all she had to go through, them picking on her like that, to the point that I can't remember, she like switched schools or they stopped talking to her or something, but then she comes back, she meets up with the guy who like tormented her the most, ends up developing feelings for her, or she developed feelings for him, and them just going through this whole thing of him trying to like redeem himself for what he did back in the day, but the past, coming back to haunt him, and her trying to just live her life like a normal girl, even though people treat her differently. If that is her, I'd put her here. You know what? I'll leave her here if that is her. I almost broke your heart. It looks like her, but I'm trying to search it up and it's not giving me her thing. So I want to make sure that is her, because that is her. That's why I want her to be. It's not letting me pick her. It's freaking crazy, because I don't know why. Oh, it is her. Okay. Yeah, no. This is her. This is her. And she is 100% going in Protect. Because, oh my god. I just wanted to go through the screen and just hug her and tell her it was all gonna be okay. That she didn't need to be around those awful people, because, almost everyone else, I mean, the main character, he did terrible things when he was back in a kid, but he was, trying to change for the better, trying to make up for his mistakes, but then there were people trying to, like, drag him back to how he was, and other people who were blaming her for his life turning terrible, like, what? Oh my god. I might have to rewatch that, because that makes me want to rewatch it again. This is Sinon from Sword Art. I think I'll put it B. I like her, but not like I would like Asuna or Alice. I'm not saying she's a bad character. She's definitely up there with like the SAO girls, because A lot of people didn't like Gun Gale Online, but I liked her character, I liked her arc, of the trauma she had to go through, and that's true. I don't see like Leafa, Lisbeth, or any of the other Sword Art girls. I mean, then again, this isn't the list that I made. If it was, I definitely would have put more of these Sword Art girls on it too, as well as like some of the other characters who maybe only showed up maybe once or twice. I mean, from like a series. This is the quiet girl from Rent a Girlfriend. What was her name? Oh, she is so freaking sweet. That's not her. That's someone else. Sumi. There we go. Sumi from Rent a Girlfriend. If anything, I feel more bad for her than I do Ruka, because we could clearly see, like, at least for me, I could see that she's developing feelings for the main character. There's even times when she tries to say it, but when she sees him like heartbroken over, Chizuru or whatever situation she's going through or he's going through, she'll hold back and give him advice, to be, just be true to yourself, tell her how you feel, if or, do what you can to help her, that way you won't have any regrets. And I think one season she did that. He goes off to talk to her, and we just see her crying, because she just knows that no matter what, she can't beat Chizuru in his heart. And I was just like, oh, you poor thing. So I'd definitely put her in Protect. Whew, sorry, 1 sec, water break again. Ugh. It's harder to do this when your AC's freaking broken. Oh, I think I've seen her. I'd have to get into the other. I forget which Sword Art game she's in. Oops. Rain from SAO. I think she's also like a dual wielder. Yeah. Lost Song. Okay. I think I made a list of all the games by like chronicle order, and I think hers is like the next game. But yeah, no, I've seen her. I played some of the other Sword Art games, and they've had like pools for her. Like they made like things for her, and so she's popped up a few in some of the other Sword Art games, like mobile games, that you can get her as a character, like a gacha. But yeah, I also liked her because we don't see any other female character who's a dual wielder ever. The only one we know is Kirito. The only other like really strong, like almost on the level of Kirito for like sword fight would be Yuki, but she was a handed sword. She's like the first girl, or the only girl, I believe, that dual wields like Kirito. So I did always see her, and I was like, oh, that's so cool that she can dual wield. So it's not just Kirito, there's someone else, and it's a girl. So I'm like, heck yeah. Whoopsie. Who's this? Oh my god. Why does it do this? It's like sometimes if it... Let me move it. And let me see, maybe... excuse me. No, it's picking up the other girl. Which I don't need her now, because someone already told me. Oh, you telling me I could have done this? I'm mad. I didn't see that. She looks familiar. Oh, this is the girl from Classroom Delete. I need to rewatch this. I watched the first season when it came out, and I think they're on like season 3 now, and I have not caught back up. So I need to watch the first season again just to remember what the heck happened. But I believe I liked her character a lot. I have to rewatch. It's been way too long. Oh, this is Taiga from Toradora. I put her in A. I like Taiga. She was such a good character. People try to treat her differently because she was so short and small, and they thought she was like some small, cute girl, but no, the girl was feisty. She was willing to throw down if you messed with her, and I love that about her. And then her relationship with the main character was so cute. they're slowly developing. We even know they had crushes on the other person's friend. That didn't work out, and they eventually realized they had feelings for each other, and that and their kiss scene towards the end of the anime was so good. This is Takagi from Teasing Master Takagi-san, if I remember correctly. I had no idea I could do this. I'm so bad. Yeah, Teasing Master Takagi-san. I've seen everything of this. So I'd definitely say it's an interesting show. Why my mouse went all the way to my other screen? I'd put it here. It's just really cute seeing how her and the main character, Nijikata, be trying to embarrass the others or get the other one flustered, and she's always on top. But there are moments where he'll unknowingly say or do something that gets her flustered or gets her embarrassed. Of course, he never sees it, but he had maybe walked away, or they go home and she freaks out for like a quick second, and she's just like, wow, that really caught me by surprise. I didn't think he was gonna do that or say that. So it's just really cute. And then, when we see them develop more and then them getting together in the end, it's really cute. This is Toru, right? Toru from Dragon Maid. I don't know why now it's like, but now I know what to do, so. Miss Koyapi, Dragon Maid. Toru, yeah. I don't hate Toru. I would put a C, because she is an interesting character. I mean, the series starts off with her, hating humans, wanting nothing more to annihilate them, but she ends up, quote-unquote, falling in love with a human, and just wanting to be by their side, be there for them, and just live an everyday Monday life with them, which is really nice. This is the other K-On girl. If I remember, she's supposed to be, like, super rich, but doesn't, like, really show it off, except for the few times where they get invited to, like, an island or something that her parents own, and they try to, like, pull off all the stops, and she's like, stop, you're embarrassing me, but, like, put all that away, and their friends are looking like, what the heck? Like, girl, we knew you had money, but not that much money. It's been forever since I've seen K-On. So I'll put her here. I mean, I didn't hate any other girls from K-On. So you know what? Actually, I'll put them here. So this is a cute show. So I'll put them all here. And protect. This is Umamu from Umamu-chan. Yeah, Himito Umamu-chan. Actually, it's pretty funny because people hate this anime. I think this anime is so funny. And if anything, it's kind of relatable because it's basically this girl who seems to be the perfect everything. Perfect student, perfect girl, perfect sister. Her life outside of school and in the real world, she's just perfect. Best grades, good at sports, just overall liked by everyone. But girl gets home and she's a total weeb, otaku, plays video games, reading manga, wanting to eat chips and junk food, and it's such a cute and funny show. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I just think it's kind of relatable of people who maybe back in the day who always had to put on like a facade when they were at school or in the real or in the real world, but the moment they get home, they're cracking open soda cans, eating chips, and binging anime. Because I could tell you, I mean, that was kind of me. I didn't really hide the fact that I was into anime growing up. I mean, heck, a lot of people back in my like middle school, high school days knew that I had a Actually, I think I still have a picture of it. I had this Sailor Moon not fanny pack, but like kind of like mini purse that I had, that I kept like all my important information in, like my whoops, I don't really see that. That had like my phone, like kind of like a notepad with like other family members' numbers just in case something happened and I couldn't reach my mom. Where is it? No, I think I saw it earlier. It's here. Here. Oh yes, here we are. And here, I'll show you guys. I've showed this before, but this is what I'm talking about. This was a Sailor Moon bag I had from like middle school to like the beginning of high school, and in it had like my phone. Sometimes I put pencils in there if I needed to grab a pen real quick. But it had like all my personal information, so just in case anything ever happened at the school, I could leave my bag. Cause they always said like we couldn't have our they didn't really want kids having their phones like in their pockets or like anything like that, you know, because that would be quote unquote easy access to get to it. But what me and my mom thought of to be a loophole for that would be to for me to have this bag. So with this bag, I had my phone. I had like a notepad, but like other family members' numbers in it just in case of an emergency. Sometimes I kept like other stuff in there. If, you know, a girl needed a pen or a pad, I had it in there. So I was able to grab it, and him like, here you go. And I just grabbed like the other stack and just kept one in there, you know. But yeah, so I had this. So people knew I was into anime. People knew I was into Sailor Moon. Shit, if anything, I had people coming up to me being like, oh my god, that's such a cool bag. Where'd you get that from? I'm like, honestly, I don't know. I got it as a gift from one of my aunt's friends who's also obsessed with Sailor Moon. So he got it for me for my birthday. They were like, oh, that's so cool. And yeah, I never really got... I mean, I know I heard horror stories of other people getting picked on for liking anime back in the day. You know, but now people can like anime. It's not a big deal. But I can say me personally, I didn't have to go through that. But I had that bag, and people knew. People knew I was an anime girl. But yeah. I kind of went on a tangent. I don't remember what I was talking about. Let's just finish this up, because we got a few more left. So, this is Violet, from Violet Evergarden. I've heard this anime is good, but I also heard it's, like, mad sad, or... I think the movie to finish up the series is, like, mad sad. So, it's like, unless you're ready to cry to watch this series. So I have to give it a try. But I like her design. She kind of reminds me of Saber from Fate. Don't they kind of look alike? She's a good girl. I mean, I'm not debating that. Like I said, I haven't seen it. I just know people saying like, oh, the series is kind of really sad. Or like the movie to wrap up the season is like super, super sad. So I do need to watch it myself and like see what everyone's talking about. But I do, yeah, okay, yes, it's really sad. Okay. But yeah, so basically it's like if you're in the mood to cry, basically just, or if you know you're gonna cry, just be prepared. But I've always liked her design because she reminded me of Saber. I don't know who this is at all. Yeah, no, let me do that. Do that. I don't know who this is. And even looking through these pictures, it's not clicking to me. I don't know who this is at all. Oh, this is also from Konosuba? That's probably why. She shouldn't look... Well, maybe. I haven't seen Konosuba, so, maybe if I look it up. Let me go back to... do Konosuba. And let's go to my anime list. Let's see if her name pops up. Wiz? That's her name, Wiz? A powerful elite wizard who, despite being one of the Devil King's generals, is a timid and kind woman who uses her powers to assist civilians and lead lost souls to the afterlife. She runs an unsuccessful magic shop. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. This is... I believe this is Synovia from high school DxD. Yeah, Zenobia. Okay. I did like her character arc when she was first introduced. Her being a wielder of a holy sword, but then after finding the truth of what happened to like God, the devil, and I think like some high-end fallen angels, how she was kicked out of the church, kicked out of all that, and really didn't have nowhere else to go. So Rias took her in, making her a devil that worked under her, pretty much giving her like our second home, and just her being in this whole shenanigans of the group, and her basically thinking or wanting to complete the wish she thought she never would get the chance to do when she was a part of the church, which is basically to be a mother and have a kid. So she tries to force that on the main character of them. She's like, yeah, it was something I wanted, but didn't think I was gonna have a chance to ever do, so I gave up on it. But now that I'm not tied down to like the church and all their rules and whatnot, I can do what I want, which is to be a mother and have a kid. Which it's like, okay, that's fine, but don't force that onto someone. This is like the last girl from K-On! I'll just put it in protect with the other girls. I don't remember, but yeah. I know these two are from... I forget what the anime's called. My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu. I don't know why. I keep putting this on hold too. But I need to watch this, because I've heard this is pretty good as well. So you know what? I'll put them together and put them here. Oh, this is the girl from... I always pronounce the name for this wrong. Kakaguri? Yeah, Kakaguri. This is Yumiko I can't say these names. Yumiko. Damn it. I heard from what I remember, this girl is like a one-to-one genius, a gambling prodigy, and just overall this girl is crazy, but fun kind of crazy. So actually, I think I'll put an A. I really liked her character, and it's very rare that we'll get like a character, at least a female character, with that type of level of like intelligence and manipulation. Because normally we see that with guys, when like, you know, we get like Lelouch, we'll get Light. Oh, that's right, she's supposed to have red eyes. I thought that was pink. No, she's supposed to have red eyes in the anime, right? Let me pull her up. Maybe just the picture that they picked. They gave her pink eyes. That's supposed to be red. Oh, okay. But why all the pictures make her eyes look pink? Maybe that's just when she go crazy, and it... But wouldn't it be like just shine red instead of pink? I don't know. But yeah, okay. So she would like remind me of Akame if that's the case, because she had black hair and red eyes. But no, that's not it. Is this another Karan Supergirl? I think I've seen her. Forget what her name is. Yu? Oh, Megami's sister. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, isn't that supposed to be... No, I think you're right. I think that's like her sister or someone she grew up with that's almost like a sister to her. Actually, let me look at... Oops, let me go back, actually. And let me go to list of characters, and she should pop up. Oh, what the heck? They didn't show her? That's weird. Either that's just her sister or someone she grew up with that's basically like a sister to her. So I'll just put her with the. I mean, and plus they kind of look the same. No, she's a rival like to Megumi. Okay. I thought it was I knew it was something. Like either like super close or like almost like sisters. They were sisters or something of the sort. So they were like they're so mad close that they could be treated like they could be sisters. This is Yuno Gasai from Fuji Diaries. I love her character. Not trash. I'll put her in D because this bitch is dangerous. Basically, if you're not Yuki, you are in danger of being killed by this bitch. But I love her character just because of like what she went through. Like you do feel bad for her because of like what her family life was like, what she had to go through. But then when we see just how off the walls she gets of not just that version, but like just who she is in general, it's crazy. And when you find out more about her and what happened and what she did, it's like, okay, girl, I get it. You had a horrible life. You had to go through some terrible things, but it's just like that just warped you into whatever the hell this is. Cause oh my god. So you know what? D is gonna be for dangerous, not just like D for danger. Yes, these bitches are dangerous. All three of them, dangerous. And then we got 02 from Darling in the Franxx. I actually really liked her character a lot. I know the second half of the anime really fell off. So I need to find if there's like a manga of it so I can read the rest of it and see how the story should have gone. From what I'm understanding, the anime did something totally different and then tried to like backtrack back to what the original more source material was. So I need to go back and like either watch like the first half where it was fine and then maybe just read the manga for the rest to see what was supposed to happen. But yeah, and I think that was the last one, right? Yep. So that's it. That is it. That was actually a lot shorter than the other one. Was that really 100 people? I don't know. I feel like it was less than, not even close to 100. But that's pretty much it. Yep. You know what? I'll save. Alright. Alright. Yep, so that's about it. We not really got nothing else to do. I mean, plus it's only been like, what, 2 hours? You know what? Maybe we'll stop here. And maybe depending on how I feel, maybe I'll jump in and maybe play a game or something. I'm not sure. It still is pretty early and it's not like I got anything else to do for today. But I do want to give my room time to cool off with this PC on and whatnot. I've been in here and I'm just been sweating my head off. So, you know what? I think we'll just end, at least we'll end the podcast here. And if I feel like it, once my maybe room cools down a bit. Yeah, cause this thing's telling me it's like 90 degrees in here. Lord have mercy. And I know the PC isn't helping with that. Turn that down. But yeah, I think we could stop here. Like I said, maybe after it cools down a bit and how I feel, maybe I'll jump in and I'll play a game for like maybe another hour or so. But that is it for me today. I don't thank everyone who came, everyone who will watch the VOD later, whether you watched it here on Twitch, which will be up for the next 7 days, or you'll watch it on my YouTube, since I do also simul stream on YouTube as well, where their streams are more prominent up there than they are on Twitch. You know, unless I get more part of the whole affiliate thing to where my videos can stay up longer. But I mean, for now that works. Plus, like I said, stream on YouTube as well, and the videos stay up there on my YouTube channel, so you guys can check them out there whenever they do disappear on YouTube. I mean Twitch. But that is it. Let me. Yep. So at the end of the last of the month, we'll be jumping back into Sword Online, Re-Hollow Fragment, and then also I need to do that too. Since I do have the podcast episodes I'll be doing for next month, I will be working on my schedule, so you guys could probably see that later today, maybe tomorrow, of what the scheduling for next month will be. If you're on my YouTube, you see there's already like 2 waiting rooms already up. You guys can see there. So those will be like the first 2 streams we'll do for September. So you guys can wait. Look forward to that, and then I'll post the rest of the scheduling out on my Twitter. So you guys can look forward to that. But again, thank you for everyone who came, who will watch the VOD later, and hopefully if it cools down enough, I'll see you guys later today. Alright, have a great night or a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!